Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at Ethereum. Before we jump into the price action, just want to say thank you for watching. If you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video. Leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description below, you'll find a link to Discord. Come check it out. It's free to join. Okay, so let's get into the fun stuff. So basically what we were looking for here is further evidence whether this is actually our high point for this fifth wave or whether we potentially could still see some extension to the upside, looking to target up a bigger move here. So we are currently sitting in, we're going to discuss that bullish option first, get that out of the way. Um, we were talking about this yesterday that potentially, we could be looking to have set a wave 2 low here. If this holds at this zone of this 1542, would have been a move back down towards this 702. However, we can still potentially come down lower here. This 1516 area would be the lowest we really want to see this come if we're looking for this potential of a wave 2 within here. So there's a couple of ways of looking at this move. Potentially we can argue that this is a WX, and then potentially this whole move here is a Y, where this becomes a B, and a C to the downside. So we were looking for that potential, that we still have a fifth wave here. We also talked about it yesterday, within this smaller move to the downside here, we can potentially argue there could be a truncation within this. However, we can also just count that as part of this correction, where basically, we look at this whole move as an A, B, and a C, something sideways like that. The problem is if we see a bigger move like this, effectively what I would rather be looking at this then is that the potential that we could see this as an actual A wave, this is a B, and then we actually break down one more time for a C wave to the downside like this. We really wouldn't want to see this get too much bigger as a fourth wave, but really, for as long as we actually maintain that zone, we can still look for that potential. So I'm looking for more evidence to see whether we can start to argue that this is move to the upsides taking place. You can potentially look at this and say we could have some ones and twos in here, where for as long as we hold this zone of this 1549 and this 1544, we could then be looking for a bigger move to the upside um, for that wave three. That would only really come though by moving back above the 1619 area. And even then, basically, what we'd have to see is we'd have to see a move up into this range, see that additional fourth form, a fifth, and then from there we would be expecting an additional fourth and a fifth, something like that. So that would potentially look to project us back into this channel if that does play out. But we need to be a little bit cautious within this move because, like I said, we don't have good structure here currently. This is just very, very corrective, and we are forming within this channel. So we need to just be aware that this could also look to break to the downside. And if we take out this 1461 area, that would invalidate this potential of this bigger five wave structure here. For as long as we hold this 1516, though, we need to just bear in mind this is possible. It is getting quite large, though, so it's making it less likely, in my opinion. I'd want to see this turn around pretty soonish if we are actually doing it. If we are actually looking at this move as playing out to the upside, and we would potentially have to argue that within here we would already started that move where this becomes 1 2 1 2, and then we're looking for that progression to the upside. Okay, so the more bearish scenario we were talking about was looking for that potential that actually, we could be looking for this as an A, this is a B into here, and then alternatively looking for this C wave to the downside. So that C wave 1 to 1 is this 1499 area. For the most part, that is still a potential target zone. However, we need to also be careful, like I said, you know, we wouldn't want to see this fourth wave move get too much bigger here. Potentially, we could see one more push to the upside here, looking to target out potentially this 50% zone of this 1600, or alternatively coming up here and setting another double top here by this 1588, and then look for that push to the downside. We could also argue that, within this could have already started forming a one and a two in here, and then looking at this move here, you could argue that within this we have a one, two, three, four, and then we're going to form one more low here to make a diagonal within here. And then, that the thing is, if we do form a diagonal in this area, we'd have to be careful because that could either then be wave one and then we get it wave two, or alternatively, it could just be A, B, and C, and then it's completed here down into these lows. And then basically what we would have then is this is an A wave, this is a B, and then we're looking for that C wave to the upside. That C wave one to one, if I can get it onto this high, one to one would bring us up here to this 1599. So that 1600 area would be quite an interesting zone if we do actually look to move back up, potentially retest what we had as support here. And then from there, if we do reject and we actually lose this channel line, then then we'd be looking for either this fifth wave target here, which would be this 1534 to this 1518 zone. But we need to allow for the fact that this could extend out lower towards this 1499. If it extends deeper than that, potentially we could actually look. Let me just throw this on here. It's up into this high. Potentially, we could look for this to move down deeper here towards this 1236 or this 1382. Maximum I'd really want to see is this 1618 if we are looking at this as a corrective structure where this is an A, B, and a C. Once we start to pass this 1618, we run the risk of actually having bigger extensions here, and would have to be a little bit wary of that. What I am looking out for is if we do move back to the upside from our current location, we'd be looking out towards the 1631 to this 1694 area, and that would be looking out for that potential of further rejection. So, we got some interesting zones here. Obviously, we've lost this channel um, at the moment, but we're sort of consolidating just below it. So these things can happen where we actually break down through it and then actually come back into it and then we carry on. So we need to just be aware of that. Directly above us, the channel sitting at about the 1618 zone. Um, so yes, if we do move back up here, that could be an interesting zone that we actually look to find rejection. We are currently facing rejection off the 50% of this downward sloping channel here. So this middle line. So we'll have to see if we do move down, potentially we could come back and look to retest the bottom of this channel and then from there look for um, either this move to progress to the upside in a bigger five wave structure, or alternatively, if we only see a three wave move up, potentially we could come back into this zone and then face further rejection. So we'll have to keep an eye on it as it develops, but that's what I'm looking out for there. We also discussed this in yesterday's video, the potential that we could see something like this playing out, where we're actually starting a bigger move to the downside, which is still unfolding. With this move, we count as a diagonal to the downside, where that becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Looking at this as a wave 2 or a B wave, because this could be 1 or be A. And then effectively what we'd be looking for confirmation of a bigger move down here would be this 1397. If we do actually extend out here and we come down towards this 1397 range, effectively what we could then have is this as a bigger five wave structure, which would look to potentially target out towards this 1375 to this 1340, provided that there wasn't further extension than I have accounted for within here. So, this is something that is possible. It would also take out this previous fourth wave low here. So this would eliminate that potential of that extension to the upside. So we got to give it a bit of space. But if we did move down towards this 1397, then we'd be looking for further evidence that we were looking for a fourth wave at this 1531 to this 1497 area, and then actually going to get continuation to the downside again towards this 1375 to this 1340 area. So this is all looking for that potential to come back down here towards this 1448 to this 1192. This is where we are looking for that potential of finding support as a B wave or a wave 2 if we are looking at this in the bullish form, where we're looking at this as potentially a 1, a 2, or an A and a B, and then looking for that progression to the upside for that C wave. So yeah, I mean, it needs a bit more time to confirm. Obviously, these moves can always extend out to the downside, so we need to just bear that in mind. There's some consolidation here it's not looking bullish at the moment. It can turn into something bullish, but at the moment this looks very bearish, and I would be expecting continuation to the downside. If this, however, turns into so the other way that I was looking at this, which I don't have it marked down, but effectively we're looking at this as an A and then a B and then a C. It is also possible this could be a W, an X, and then a Y. So if we actually do break down from this point, but we don't form five-wave structure here, we need to be aware that we could look to potentially move down towards this 1-to-1, which would be this 1460 area. And I'd be looking at this rather than, because at the moment all we have is three-wave structure here. Obviously, if we do move down, we do run that risk of forming additional fourths and fifths within this move. But we could also potentially then just look at this as an A, a B, and then a C down to these zones if we fail to form the additional fourths and fifths needed to complete the structure. Yeah, in which case this could be all a complete corrective move, targeting out this previous fourth wave low, and then either looking for some kind of continuation to the upside, or alternatively, if we get three-wave structure, which let me just grab this fib. Let's go down to this zone here, where if we actually fail to break back above the 786 at the 1678, we could see three-wave structure play out to the upside here and then actually get further continuation to the downside, looking to target deeper within this box area. So this is what I'm looking out for. Obviously, these moves, we'll have to keep a track of them as they develop, and we'll keep you up to date as best we can. Okay, everyone, I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also, in the description, you'll find a link to the Discord. Come check it out. It's free to join. As well as that, within the description, you will find affiliate links for both PrimeXBT and BYBIT, both great exchanges that we use on a regular basis. Check them out if you don't have an account. Using the affiliate link does help support the channel, and we do appreciate it, everyone. Have a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.